What the shitting hell is going on, guys? As if
We
this
were
year
doing a
couldn't
live
get any weirder.
earlier. We were doing a live earlier, and somebody said this. I said, "Oh yeah, I saw it," because I thought he was sort of saying for the not the next, the one after
Yeah, you were
presidential campaign, he was running for. He has announced it today on his Twitter. Where else would you announce it?
Yeah.
And Kim Kardashian has answered by retweeting with an American flag.
So what does that mean? In the world of Kim Kardashian...
Can we just read out what he's actually said?
Do you want to hear what he's actually said? Okay.
Yeah.
He's actually said this. We must now realise the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision, building our future. I am running for President of the United States. American flag, ! Hashtag 2020 vision. I quite like that hashtag, that's clever, 2020 vision. Now, before we all get a little bit kind of po-faced and a bit weird about this, there is a long tradition of, well, not long, but there's a tradition and there's a precedent of famous people becoming, if not, just presidents. Arnie Schwarzenegger was the governor of California.
Yeah, so saying only in America could this happen.
Only in America. But, as I was mentioning in our live earlier, you could argue, and I think a lot of Americans would argue, that this is both the great thing about America, but also slightly what can potentially be the bad thing about America, which is it's the American dream. Anyone can get to the very top. I'm confused, if I can say just from the outset, because I believe Kanye was a supporter of Trump. That's where I get a little bit confused.
I was just listening to a music journalist that was saying that some people say that he befriended Trump to infiltrate the system so that he could get in as opposition.
Who said this?
No, this is one of the rumours around Kanye, that it was actually a ploy.
A strategy.
Because he's been very vocal in the support of the George Floyd movement.
Yeah.
I believe he's paying for George Floyd's daughter's whole education.
Yeah.
And that's very anti-Trump.
Yeah.
Of course, there is the comments that he made about slavery and slavery being a choice.
Which were confusing.
So I just wonder how, very confusing. But you know what? I saw the program, it's a very famous program in America. What's it called where he did that?
Oh, I know what the TMZ, isn't it?
TMZ.
Yeah.
And he's been open about his mental health condition,
I've got a T-shirt named after his album.
And
I'm bipolar and I feel awesome.
Yeah, and actually I think, in my opinion, when I watched him, he didn't seem well when he was talking on that day. He just seemed, and I wonder whether TMZ should have really just.
Oh no, I saw that footage.
He didn't look well to me.
Something distressing about the whole thing.
There was something distressing. So I don't really understand what he was saying, and then he tried to backtrack with it, and I just never really understood what that whole thing was. But
can I just say, so let's just qualify what are the details? What are the facts here? So Kanye West has posted that.
Somebody's just said Danielle Long, has he got a new album coming up? Which is a lot of what a lot of people have been saying.
I'm sure a lot of people are saying that. Now, as we say, Kim Kardashian replied with a tweet of just the American flag. But there is a bit of debate
so what does that mean?
Well, what does that mean? You're the Kim Kardashian nut. What does it mean? It's got to be supportive. But is it very
odd? Okay, it's quite an odd thing. It feels like to me, like she's got to say something, but she's not saying everything. He has been open about his mental health issues. He was in a terrible state, wasn't he, after his mum died and stuff, and she's a very, very supportive wife. For me, that just feels like she's got to say something.
Right,
she's not saying,
is that what it's about?
Oh, I'm 100% behind you and I think this is incredible. I mean, you're not really saying anything by just putting the American flag.
Right. She's not sort of going, rocket, let's do it, let's... Okay, can I just pause though? That would mean Kim Kardashian would be the First Lady.
It would mean she would be the First Lady. Well, look at the First Lady they've got now.
Yeah, she doesn't say much or do
much.
much,
Kim Kardashian is a civil rights campaigner. She has got a number of people out of prison that were put in for terrible...
What do you think, guys?
She's studying to be a lawyer whilst doing everything else.
Epsington thinks that she's embarrassed, Kim Kardashian. Do you think
it feels like a wife who... I'm just putting myself in the position if it was my partner.
If I declared my presidency.
It's giving some kind of support, but she's not really saying...
If I went online later today and said, I'm running for leadership of the Labour Party, what would you do?
if it was something you would really want to do, I would support you.
But you'd post a flag probably as a non-committal. Wouldn't you think I'd slightly lost the plot?
Yeah.
So
I mean, the thing is, what a crazy system that you can. I mean, it's in a few months.
well,
because a lot of people are saying he's left it too late.
Well, this is absolutely it. So they're talking about 2020. I wonder whether, I mean, he does put 2020 vision suggesting this year, but a lot of people are saying they're not too sure whether he's filed the official paperwork required and whether he'll be able to add independent candidates to the ballot. You know, the deadline to add independent candidates to the ballot, it's not yet passed, but is he actually going to be across all of the paperwork?
I think that but they say there is a deadline for some of the states, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
So it's,
on a practical, so there's.
I mean, the thing is, what I would say is, I don't think we can just completely dismiss this.
No.
Trump is in power, right?
Well, that was
And
going to be
when
my
you
next point.
think
Ronald
about-
Reagan was a president.
Ronald Reagan. When you think about what that actually means, when
Yeah.
you think about things like he still didn't know that the basic things that he doesn't know about other countries.
We didn't know. I don't think he actually knew whether Ukraine was.
Well, yeah, I mean things like that. So and that he was the presenter of
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice.
A bit like Alan Sugar
So
being Prime Minister.
I think when I remember when Trump was campaigning and so many people were going, oh well, he'll never get in, he'll never get in, he'll never get in. I just don't think we could dismiss this as no way happening.
No, now, so
It's a
I think
chance.
there are many elements to this. On the one hand, you can laugh at it and go, this is
Poor
lunacy, and
world,
this is
says
ridiculous.
Alex.
And this is ridiculous. America is just an absolute
Bold.
soap opera and it's madness. Or you can look at it, as I mentioned earlier, as another endorsement, if you like, of the American dream, that anyone has the capacity to get to power. Although you have to have, he's worked his way there, but you could argue so has Trump worked his way to sort of wealth and success and all that. The most bizarre part of the whole thing is as I just said, I thought he supported Trump, but you're suggesting it could be an infiltration job.
No, I'm not. It's just I've been listening to other commentators who've said that it could. No, we haven't actually said. Oh yeah, the infiltrate, and that it possibly a lot of people are saying that is to split the vote.
Now, that's what I'd like to
That's
know.
the
Has
scary
anyone
thing.
heard whether it's an active attempt to split the vote to
In that he'll
remove
bring over
Trump's
some of the-
support? To remove Biden's
Biden.
support
Yeah.
and essentially steal the African American vote. How much of the African American vote would go with Kanye as opposed to Biden? You know, all of this is up for debate. But here's yet another weird twist to it all, guys. They're talking about, they're not talking about, but Elon Musk has gone onto Twitter and backed the idea.
Oh God, yeah, this is the other side to it.
Yeah, he's endorsed it. So Elon Musk, obviously chief executive, head of Tesla, recently just fired a rocket into space, didn't he?
So tell us a bit more about him. What sort of
Currently,
person is
I'll
he?
explain. He's currently the partner of Grimes, the musician. They've just had a baby, and the baby's called. Say its name. Almost, yeah. It's just a series of symbols, but yeah, he's a tech entrepreneur. You know, electric cars, Tesla. He's a maverick kind of character. He's got an enormous amount of wealth. SpaceX wants to be the first man to get a manned mission to Mars. You know, he's that thing that's part bonkers, part entrepreneur, part inspirational, part needs to be locked up. Very, very well known for going onto radio shows, being so stoned out of his head, he then makes comments about his stock,
is that
about
one?
his shares, and then the shares go down, and he's almost done for kind of
God, it's
market
him.
manipulation. So Elon's a little bit of a nutcase, in a nice, in a sort of fun, but he's that sort of Silicon Valley tech
Right.
wizardry. I'd have thought leaning to the left rather than to the right. But they're talking. I mean, the Guardian's running a piece talking about there's murmurs that could the running ticket be Kanye West with Elon Musk as his vice president,
I mean,
which means we'd have Grimes in the White House
think
as well.
We've just got to know that you cannot say something definitely couldn't
Oh,
happen.
Elon leans right, does he? Someone's saying. Oh, okay.
Well, because Trump was right there with him when the rocket went up.
No,
it's
I
kind of
know.
taking the glory of
There's
it.
the name of the child. Look, AX
No,
Fex.
but
Good.
the A is pronounced Ash.
It's
Oh,
Ash.
Ash.
Ash
Maddie
Fex.
knows.
X Ash A12.
S Ash A12.
A12.
But I think they've changed it.
Quite a mouthful.
It's A12 because
Yeah.
it's the Archangel.
Now, would we be?
It's only me. If Kanye didn't get close to Trump, would he have helped Kim Kardashian free those wrongly convicted men or people in ridiculously long sentences?
Oh, do you think it's a strategy?
Well, that's interesting because mixed with this other idea that people are saying it was a way for him to infiltrate the political world, maybe it was all a con.
Can I say one thing about Kanye that makes me think he could be a genius? The title of his last album, was it, Maddie?
Yeah.
What?
Yes. No.
What's the title?
Bipolar sucks. It's awesome.
Bipolar Sucks, It's Awesome. That's clever. That is clever. That is clever if he's come up
Well,
with
he's
that.
definitely an
Now-
extremely talented.
Now, Marcus Reeves, you
Man,
say
but-
America's... Now, here's the thing that mustn't creep into the debate. Trump is a madman in many regards. Kanye is eccentric in many regards. But no one is worse than the other. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I think we have to make sure that we don't just think because it's Kanye, there's an especial madness to it because he's from some weird, whacked-out world. He's an incredibly successful businessman. He's
very
an
smart.
incredibly smart, canny operator. Now, I'm not suggesting for a minute this makes sense, but I do worry that there's going to be sort of the Trump contingent going, oh, it's Kanye and all that kind of stuff, and we get a bit of a race issue kicking in here. If Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was saying he was running for presidency, I don't think there'd be quite such an uproar. So it is about the stability of the character. There is an element of fear around how mentally stable Kanye is, I think, because of recent stories. Would you not say in the press?
Well, I just think
Well,
he's
he
not a
has
politician. He's
He
a
has
music.
bipolar, yeah.
No, he's a music star.
Yeah, but Reagan was a bad actor. Arnie Schwarzenegger's famous line was, "Get to the chopper now!" And he
No.
became governor of California.
I know. It is a strange system in America, isn't it?
Louis Middleton.
I don't even know
He's
what
not.
to think.
He's a great musician, but he's not a. You're right, but
What
look,
does it say?
Kanye, Louis Middleton. Kanye's a great artist with good music, but he's not a revolutionary or genius, and neither is Trump.
So it could happen.
Yeah, I mean that's my point. I keep using the comparison.
Who thinks
Trump,
like because
Trump was a businessman, but so is Kanye.
he's a brilliant businessman.
So is Kanye. Yeah, I mean it's
He's
a
a very-
different
very
kind of
smart
business.
guy.
It's a different kind of business. Let's not forget.
But should a world be run by businessmen?
Well,
I mean,
there's
is
that
that not
question.
what everyone says is the problem with Trump? Is that he's running America like it's his business?
Yeah, no, well, he is. And the way he does deals in diplomacy, international diplomacy, is like he deals with someone trying to buy a building he's trying to buy on the same block. You know, he throws them out the room.
Carmen says it's not a strategy. Stop giving him credit. He could have done all of this under Obama. No, we're not giving him credit.
No, this is
we're
what people have
quoting
said.
all that. I don't actually understand any of it. I don't know who Musk is. I kind of know Kanye, but I know Kim a lot better. I've just been going around. I've been looking online to hear what the different voices are, and that's one of the things that a lot of people are suggesting that he has.
We're not
infiltrated.
suggesting
We are
Kanye
not.
should be president.
No, and we're not suggesting that he infiltrated.
No.
This is just what
No.
other people have been saying.
No, someone just said, how about Tiger King for president? Oh, it's getting there, isn't it? It's getting there. It's getting there. And as I say, I thought Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, when he came out
We
and
thought
called,
he was gonna run.
Yeah, when he called
very
Trump
powerful
out
speech.
for "Where are you? Where are you?" It's a brilliant speech that he put on Twitter. I thought we were going to sort of hear
Go
him.
look at it on his Twitter. We definitely thought he was going to run for
Yeah, I
president.
thought he was
didn't
gonna
we?
announce
But
it.
maybe he is, but not like in 2 months. Maybe he's going to.
It does seem a little bit kind of, you ain't got much time on the clock, Kanye, to get your paperwork in.
Kanye's been saying he'll be president of 2020 for years.
Has he?
Oh,
Yeah.
Maddie's been saying he's been
And
saying
he was,
it for
and of course
years.
he's announced it on American Independence Day. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I mean,
Yes.
to climb down from this is going to make him look really ridiculous.
I wonder. I just don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I
But
just
can
don't
I-
know what we're going to hear
But
next.
can I say
really
something?
don't.
Do you think Kanye's hustings sort of talks to his crowds will be a gig?
Mm.
Do you think he'll do a gig rather than standing and talking?
Carla Martin says, I think Kanye's music is rubbish. Will you say how you feel?
Yeah.
I can see there's lots of new people here, so please do click the subscribe button and the notification bell because we do all sorts of different
Yeah.
content on here and you won't want to miss any of it.
Catherine Clausen, all over the internet, that Kanye is only doing it to take votes from Biden so
Yes.
Trump wins. That was my first thought, because my first thought was Kanye is a fan of Trump's. I mean, he quotes him in his music, you know,
Yeah,
it's
he wrote a song saying how much
virtually-
he loved him.
yeah.
Sophie_001 says, someone who says slavery is a choice should not be president and he'll be wasting votes because people will vote for him as a joke. It's a very dangerous thing, isn't it? If people are going to vote for him and split the vote away from Biden.
Someone's
Yeah.
just said Biden is barely alive. I have to say, I saw him interviewed recently. I had a lot of time for Biden when he was with Obama, but he did seem very doddery. He seemed very doddery. He was sort of like, you know, the punch and jab and the 1-2-1-2 of a kind of terse conversation or interview. He was a bit on the ropes after one question.
It's a problem. We've
got
got
a
a
massive-
problem. We've got a problem in America.
Houston, we've got a. That's why they're called musket.
And I always say the whole world should be able to vote for the American president, because whoever is the American president affects the whole world.
That's a very good point. Actually,
It is.
It is.
We can't just go, oh, that's America over there. What's happening? No, it impacts on all of us.
Sorry.
What?
I've got to use that. Who's just said that? Hang on, I'll just wait for it to come up so I get your name right. At least, where is it? Oh no, there we are. Andrea Crash. At least Biden can walk up and down a ramp. I think the definitions of what constitutes your ability to be a president are broadening by the minute. You can walk up a ramp.
Yeah, because
Trump can't.
just struggles.
Well, because your mum thinks he's got a problem with his
No,
posterior.
he did. No, he said he's got a something.
Oh,
Didn't
well,
he
yeah, but
say
what
he's
is
got
the
fear
something?
of Trump? No.
Oh,
Trump.
he's got a fear of edges.
No, fear of coming downstairs.
Trump.
Look it up. Look
Is
it
there-
up
have
now.
you seen the
Look it up. I haven't got my
stairs?
glasses. Look it up. He's got a phobia of stairs.
Trump.
Do you remember because he had to hold Theresa May's hand because he couldn't come down the stairs?
It's natural phobia, he's got it.
Yeah, he
Trump
has. It's an
phobia.
actual thing.
I'm walking down slopes.
Slopes and stairs.
Donald Trump is scared of stairs. What is bathmophobia?
That's it.
Oh, right.
Scared of walking
It's a
downstairs.
specific fear called bathmophobia.
Yeah.
So that must be a nightmare coming off his
look,
airplane.
Look, Reed, he said he had it because he had to hold. Yeah, coming down the plane, he doesn't
Yeah,
like it.
it's a theory that plays nicely into the hands of Downing Street. Theresa May provided stability and support. So when he comes out off...
Somebody just said Biden can't remember his own name.
So one can't get out of a plane and the other one can't remember his name. And Kanye...
Fake news, says Ramsey. Well, no, I don't think it is fake news. I think, he has tweeted.
Yeah, what isn't
that-
fake is that he's tweeted it, and that's
Yeah,
what
he's
we're
definitely
talking about.
tweeted
Yeah, yeah.
it, but it's whether he's
Yeah.
actually going to do it.
I agree. I debate whether he's actually going to do it. Ryan Fleming, strong words there.
Stuart Hannah says his hands sweat and blood pressure raise at the stairs. This
Wow.
is just...
Well, I'll tell you one thing I will be doing, which I did do for the election campaign of 2016, was it? I will be following the hustings and the entire thing. If Kanye is running...
We're going to be
Can
fascinating.
you imagine the TV head-to-head? My
It'll be
worry is...
fascinating.
See, the thing about Trump is he knows that when it comes to those television head-to-heads with Biden, he's going to run circles around him. Biden doesn't have that quick move, but not that he's
No.
wiser, not far from it. But Trump scraps. Trump is a
You
scrapper.
know who they need as president?
Biden isn't.
They need the New York mayor. I love him.
Cuomo.
He's great.
He's so good. Takes
That's
no
who I'd
shit.
be. That's who I'd be wanting.
Yeah, it takes... I bet he's got a lot...
Tra-la-la 4. Mark, how are you managing to fit this live in today? You're so hardworking.
I don't
for
know.
Subs.
I should be
Was
in
watching
there.
the coffee morning. You've made me more confident to go out. Oh, good.
Oh.
Kanye can't be worse than Trump. Well,
Well,
who can know?
do you remember the movie?
I'm just trying to
No, I
imagine.
haven't seen Idiocracy.
I mean,
no.
imagine Kris Kardashian, the mom manager. She'll be just be. Oh my God. I mean,
So she'd be the mother of the First Lady?
yes. Kim would be the first lady. Can you imagine they'd have to... They wouldn't
Hang on
like
a
the
minute,
White
so the
House
son-
because they like really contemporary houses. They'd have... Do you think that they will gut the White House and make it all like that sort of pale beige?
Can't wait to see hellos inside shots, can you?
Wow, imagine, oh, it's going to cost a fortune to do up the White House. Because they can't bear old stuff. It will all have to be new. It will all have to be concrete.
Jane Dolby's very angry. Cuomo is to be charged with third-degree murder for sending old people into homes with COVID. Do
Is
your
he?
research.
Is he?
not
No,
entirely-
I'm not. It's not really about doing research.
No.
We don't really know. I've just seen him on
I'm
that.
not entirely sure. Yeah, we're talking about that guy
Yeah.
who looked like he actually had a grasp of what was going on, but I'm sure
Yeah.
that there are all sorts of things.
The one,
there.
I'm sure there's also... We
Yeah.
don't know the ins and outs of him, so I apologise if he's not good. I mean, I was being a bit
We'll
flippant.
do our research, I promise.
I was being a bit flippant. I suppose I've seen him on various talking, and I found him to be very passionate and caring.
Well, and sort of vaguely able to have an
And
intellectual
I saw him
thought.
many times asking for more money from the I don't know where, the Treasury. Is it the Treasury in America?
Federal Reserve.
Because he felt like he really needed it to protect New York. So yeah.
Anyway, so there you go, guys. What do you think? Is it crazy? Is it batshit crazy? Is it real? Could it happen? Might it not? I don't know.
We
It's
don't know.
just
We don't know
the whole
anything.
thing is
All of this.
all
is
we
off
know
the
is
back
he's
of a tweet.
tweeted it.
He's tweeted
And
it.
we need to have some meat on those bones, Kanye.
We just wondered what you all thought.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a dream, says Rebecca Holland.
Yeah, maybe it's a dream.
Maybe it's all just a dream.
It's all
Remember
a
when
dream.
Dallas, when they did a whole series?
Oh God,
as a
yeah, and
dream?
they
Wouldn't it be
that was
amazing
awful,
if
wasn't
we
it?
could just think this year was just a dream, like they did in Dallas?
It does feel like we're in a protracted
Yeah.
nightmare. It's
Yeah.
very strange.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, keep telling us your thoughts. I'm sure this is going to bounce back. And if he actually files his paperwork,
It's going to be really
It's
interesting.
going to be a phenomenal year.
We're going to have to have a lot of conversations, and we're going to have to do a lot of research.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm running for president, just in case you didn't know.
Right,
All right,
guys, don't
guys.
forget to hit the subscribe button.
Subscribe.
And,
Sunday show's
and the
landing
thumbs-
later.
And the thumbs up icon if you've enjoyed this live. That would be great too. And we'll see you later because there's more stuff coming.
All sorts, all sorts, all sorts, all sorts.